My wife was dying in the hospital, and our daughter flew to Hawaii, saying, "The old woman doesn't have much time left. I don't want to waste all my time on her." She chose beaches and cocktails instead of a final farewell, betraying everything we had given her. But when she returned and walked into her room, she fainted from the shocking truth that would change her life forever. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and let us know where you're listening in the comments. My thumb hovered over her contact photo. Stella, smiling at some corporate event 3 years ago. The screen's glow lit up the dim living room like an accusation. I'd been sitting in my father's leather chair for 20 minutes, the cold coffee beside me growing a skin. Outside, March rain tapped against the windows. Inside, just the grandfather clock marking time. Tick, tick, tick. The notebook lay open on my lap. Day 11. No visit from S. I wiped my palms on my pants. Took a breath, pressed dial. 7 rings. I counted everyone. "Dad?" Her voice came through with background noise, music, laughter. "What's up?" Not hello, not how are you? What's up? "Stella, I'm calling about your mother." "Yeah, I know. Listen, it's kinda loud here." "She's asking for you." "Every day." A burst of laughter behind her, someone's joke. She didn't move away from it. "Dad, I told you. Work is insane right now. Monday's presentation is, it's not about work." My knuckles whitened around the phone. "It's about your mother lying in a hospital bed." Don't start with the guilt trip. Guilt trip? I stood up. Couldn't sit anymore. 11 days, Stella. 11 days she's been there. I'm aware of the timeline, thanks. Are you? Because she keeps watching the door, thinking maybe today. That place is depressing. Her words slurred slightly. How many drinks? I can't handle hospitals. You know that. Your mother handled them just fine when you had pneumonia at 15. Silence. Then, that was different. How? I was a kid. I needed... She stopped herself. Needed what? Care, love, things she doesn't need now? I'm 38 years old, Dad. Stop trying to control every move I make. The music swelled behind her. Someone called her name. Trisha, maybe. Your mother is dying. I know that. Irritation sharp in her voice. You don't think I know that. Then act like it. You know what? I don't need this right now. I'm having one night, one single night, to relax, and you're calling me with... With what? The truth? Pa! The word cut through the noise, then dial tone. Call ended, 3:47. I stared at the phone. The screen went black. My reflection stared back, distorted in the dark glass. I threw it onto the couch. It landed on the floral cushion Minnie had embroidered 20 years ago. Yellow roses. She'd been so proud of those roses. 8 steps to the fireplace. The wooden floor creaked under my feet, that same board that had been loose since 1987. Minnie always said we should fix it. We never did. The mantel held our history in silver frames, chronological, left to right. Minnie's system. Stella at 5, gap-toothed and chocolate-covered. Stella at 8, sunflower costume for the school play. Stella at 15, hospital gown, pneumonia. Minnie asleep in the chair beside her bed at 3 in the morning. Stella at 23, college graduation, cap and gown, diploma raised high. Minnie crying, happy tears, mascara running. Stella's arms around us both, squeezing tight. I picked up that frame. The silver was cold. Fingerprints smudged the glass where Minnie had dusted it last month, back when she could still stand long enough to clean. The girl in the photo looked like she loved us. I studied her face. That smile. Those eyes. Where did she go? Slowly, I turned the frame face down on the mantel. My hand stayed there, pressing it flat against the wood. The clock chimed once. 8 o'clock. Rain turned to sleet, harder now, tapping like fingernails against the windows. My phone buzzed from the couch. I didn't move to check it. I picked up another frame instead. Stella at 5, that gap-toothed smile. The elevator lurched to the 4th floor. I'd counted each button lighting up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same number of hours I'd slept last night. 4. The doors opened. Antiseptic smell hit me first, always did. Then the sounds, machines beeping, nurses talking in low voices, someone's television through a half-open door. The tulips felt heavy in my hand. $18 at the gift shop, yellow and pink. Minnie's favorites. Room 412. The door squeaked when I pushed it open. I forced my face into something that might pass for a smile before Minnie could see me. "Morning, honey." I crossed to her bedside, 6 steps from door to chair. I'd counted them so many times I didn't need to look anymore. Her forehead felt paper thin when I kissed it, too warm. "Dewey?" Her voice came soft, weak. "You're early?" Wanted to beat the traffic. I found the plastic vase on the windowsill, filled it at the bathroom sink. My hands shook, arranging the stems. I steadied them. She noticed everything. The chair scraped linoleum when I pulled it close. I took her hand. Wedding ring loose on her skeletal finger. "Is Stella coming today?" The question I'd been dreading since I woke up. She sent her love. Too bright. Too fast. "Big presentation Monday. Important client." Minnie studied my face. Those eyes still sharp, even in that wasted body. "Monday's 2 days away." "You know how she is. Perfectionist. Gets it from you." A pause. Minnie's breathing labored despite the oxygen cannula. She knew I was lying, but she let it go. "She works too hard." Relief mixed with shame in my chest. "Just like her mother." The machines beeped their steady rhythm. Heart monitor. IV pump. Outside the window, gray sky over the parking lot. Bare trees reaching up like bones. The purple shawl draped over her shoulders. The one Stella gave her 5 years ago. Minnie wore it every day now. 7 get-well cards lined the side table. None from Stella. "Tell me about yesterday." Minnie shifted slightly. "What did you do after you left?" "Read a bit. Had soup for dinner. Watched the news." "You need to eat better. Real food." "I'm fine, honey." "You're getting thin." Before I could answer, the door opened. Margaret came in with her clipboard, navy scrubs, that calm competence she always had. "Morning, Minnie. How's the pain today?" "Manageable." Margaret checked the monitors, made notes, adjusted Minnie's pillows with practiced efficiency. "That's good. Pain level 1 to 10? 4. Margaret glanced at me, then back to Minnie. Small talk about the weather, the hospital food, tomorrow's schedule. Then she caught my eye. Slight head tilt toward the door. "I need to stretch my legs." I squeezed Minnie's hand. "Be right back." Margaret led me into the corridor. 15 feet down, near the supply closet, she leaned against the wall, arms crossed. "Mr. Harvey." She spoke quietly. "Can I be frank?" My defenses went up automatically. "Of course. I've been a nurse 15 years. Seen a lot of families." "Margaret, your daughter hasn't called the nurse's station once." She held my gaze. "Not once in 2 weeks. Hasn't asked about medication, prognosis, visiting hours. Nothing. She's very busy. Director-level position. Lots of responsibility." "Mr. Harvey." Margaret's voice stayed gentle. "Responsibility starts at home. You don't understand the pressure she's under. I understand a mother who asks about her daughter every single day and a daughter who doesn't call." The words hung between us. I couldn't respond. Nothing I could say would make it less true. "I'm not judging." Margaret's expression softened. Your wife needs her, and you shouldn't have to lie." I slid down the wall slightly, caught, exposed, looked at the floor tiles. White with gray speckles. One cracked near my left foot. "I know." The whisper barely made it out. Margaret squeezed my shoulder once, then walked away. I stood there. Nurses passed. Visitors. A man pushing his wife in a wheelchair. Nobody looked at me. "Mr. Harvey?" Dr. Patel approached, clipboard under arm, that exhausted walk that said 12-hour shift. I straightened, braced myself. "Do you have a moment? Is it the latest scans?" "Yes." He glanced around, moved closer. "I'm afraid the cancer has spread to her liver. Metastases." The word landed like a stone in my chest. What does that mean? For time? "We're looking at 3 to 4 weeks. Maybe 2 months, if she responds well to palliative care." I repeated it. "Weeks. I'm very sorry. We're focused on keeping her comfortable now, managing pain. She doesn't know yet?" "She knows it's progressed. I'll speak with her this afternoon if you'd like to be present." "Yes, I'll be here." His hand landed briefly on my shoulder. "You should tell your family. Spend time while she's still lucid." "I will." He walked away, white coat disappearing around the corner. I leaned back against the wall, cold through my shirt, slid down until I was sitting, knees up on the hospital floor. 3 weeks, 21 days, 504 hours. A tear escaped. I wiped it roughly with my sleeve. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I ignored it. Finally I stood, legs shaky. Returned to room 412. Minnie was dozing. I sat quietly, didn't wake her. Her hand in mine felt like bird bones. I watched her breathe. 18 breaths per minute, each one labored. Her eyes fluttered open. "You okay, honey?" I lied. "I'm fine. You rest." "Tell Stella." Her voice faded. "Tell her I love her." My throat tightened. "I will." She drifted back to sleep. 3 weeks, and Stella was drinking cocktails. Gravel crunched under my tires. Engine off. The silence that followed felt heavy as wet concrete. I sat there staring at my house. Porch light clicked on at 3:45, right on schedule. Timer Mini set 5 years ago. The keys felt cold when I finally pulled them out, metal biting my palm. Inside, the house swallowed me in silence. No radio playing NPR in the kitchen. No Minnie humming off key while she cooked. Just the furnace clicking on somewhere in the basement. I stood in the foyer, still wearing my coat. The stairs stretched up to the second floor. 14 steps. Worn path in the carpet runner where thousands of trips had flattened the fibers. My hand found the banister, the one Minnie refinished 10 years ago. Sanding and staining for 3 weekends straight, I climbed. At the landing, I turned right. Study door creaked. That familiar sound. Dust motes floated in the late afternoon light through the window. Smell of old books and leather. Lavender sachets tucked in corners. Minnie's touch everywhere. I closed the door behind me, turned the lock. First time in months. Needed privacy for this. The built-in bookshelf covered the far wall. Oak. Floor to ceiling. We'd installed it in 1998. Bottom shelf held 3 leather albums. Dark brown, embossed with years. 1987, 2000. 2001, 2010. 2011, 2020. I pulled out the middle one. 2001, 2010. Stella ages 14 to 23. My father's desk sat in the corner, surface scratched from decades of use. The chair springs squeaked when I sat, familiar sound like coming home. The album opened with tissue paper protecting each page. Minnie's system. First page, Stella's 8th grade graduation, 2003. Braces, hopeful smile, arms around both of us. I turned pages slowly. Stella, at 5. Sitting on Minnie's lap at her birthday party, chocolate cake smeared on both faces. Minnie's arms wrapped around her, both laughing. Stella missing her front tooth. Minnie in that yellow sundress she loved so much. Stella at 8, school play, some production where she played a sunflower. Handmade costume, Minnie sewed every petal. Stella beaming at the camera, clutching flowers we'd given her after. Stella at 15, hospital photo, her recovering from pneumonia. Minnie asleep in the chair beside her bed. The date stamp showed 3 in the morning. I must have taken this. Couldn't even remember doing it. Stella at 20. Northwestern campus. Arms around both of us. All 3 squinting into October sun. Parents' weekend. She'd been so excited to show us her dorm. Stella at 23. College graduation, cap and gown, diploma in hand. Minnie crying those happy tears. Stella's expression, pure pride and love. I traced my finger over young Stella's face in one photo, lifted the corner carefully from its mount, held it close to the desk lamp. Minnie's handwriting curved across the bottom. Our sweet girl, age 5. One photo slipped from my grip, fluttered to the floor. I bent to retrieve it. Movement felt like lifting boulders. In the back of the album, a manila envelope tucked in the pocket. Worn edges, label in Minnie's hand. Stella, college letters. I opened it. 8 letters inside. Various dates, 1997 to 2004. Spread them on the desk chronologically by postmark. Picked up the earliest. September 1997. Freshman year. Her handwriting still rounded. Girlish. I read aloud to the empty room. Mom and Dad, I miss you so much. Classes are hard but exciting. Thank you for everything you sacrificed to send me here. I won't let you down. Love, your Stella. P.S. Mom, I'm eating vegetables like you made me promise. The paper trembled in my hands. Next letter. March 1999. Sophomore year. Thanks for the birthday check. Used it for textbooks. Boring, I know. Love you both. XO Stella. Shorter, but still warm. November 2000. Junior year. Hi. Sorry I missed Thanksgiving. Got an internship opportunity. We'll make it up at Christmas. S. Even shorter. April 2004. Postgrad. Just an email printout Minnie had saved. Got the promotion, director track. Moving to bigger apartment. Busy with onboarding. Talk soon. I set them down in a row. Watched the progression like watching someone walk away. Getting smaller, more distant. Until they disappeared. The more successful she got, the less she needed us. I set it to the empty room. And the less she cared. The desk drawer stuck. Had to pull twice before it opened. Inside, small velvet jewelry box. Maroon. I opened it. Gold locket. Heart-shaped. Engraved. Depoisem 2000. Our 25th anniversary. I'd given this to Minnie. She wore it for years until the chain broke in 2018. The hinge was stiff when I opened it. Tiny. Reluctant. Inside, photo of baby Stella. 3 months old. 1988. Opposite side, lock of baby hair. Brown, soft as down. I held the locket in my palm. Gold warming from my hand now. That baby needed everything from us. Fed her. Changed her. Rocked her through colic nights. Minnie barely slept for months. The contrast struck like lightning. Baby who needed everything. Adult who wanted nothing from us. I closed the locket. Small click of closure. Set it on the desk next to the letters and photos. Evidence of a transformation I'd been too close to see happening. Where did she go? That little girl who ran to us after school, bursting with stories? Minnie gave her everything. 38 years of sacrifices I'd watched add up. Sold her grandmother's jewelry to pay for summer camp in 2002. Worked extra tutoring hours for the college fund. Stayed up nights sewing costumes for every school play. We paid $200,000 for Northwestern. Bought her first car in 2008. Honda Civic, used but reliable. $12,000 we'd saved for 2 years. She wrote, "Thank you," in every letter. Until she didn't. And now Minnie was dying. 3 weeks. And Stella couldn't leave a bar. My voice cracked even though I was alone. I put my head down on the desk. Arms cradling the albums. Shoulders shaking. How long I stayed like that, I didn't know. Outside, sky darkened. Streetlights came on one by one. Finally, I lifted my head. Wiped my eyes roughly. Looked at everything spread before me. Photos, letters, locket, the archaeology of love lost. Something hardened in my chest, not yet solid, but forming. I stood. Left everything on the desk except one item. The first letter. The one where she thanked us. Promised not to let us down. I held it up to the window. Her teenage handwriting. Those promises. She made her choice. The words hung in the air. Silence answered. Sunday crawled by. 3 calls to Stella. 3 voicemails. No response. Monday morning, I was back at Minnie's bedside by 9. The machines beeped their rhythm. She slept mostly, waking in fragments to ask questions I couldn't answer. At 2:15, Dr. Patel entered, checked the monitors, made notes. His face told me everything before he spoke. He motioned me into the hallway. The latest labs aren't good. He kept his voice low. Her liver function is declining rapidly. I leaned against the wall, needed the support. What does that mean? For time? 2 weeks? Maybe 3. He paused. I'm very sorry. The hallway tilted slightly. I steadied myself. I need to call my daughter. Yes. He touched my shoulder briefly. Don't wait. He walked away. White coat disappearing around the corner. My phone showed 15% battery. Critical. I looked down the corridor, saw the payphone near the nurse's station. Old style, barely used anymore. Mounted on the wall like a relic, I walked toward it. 30 feet felt like miles. Fumbled in my pocket. Found 3 quarters. Enough for a local call. The receiver was heavy. Cold metal. Cord tangled, I had to untwist it. Quarters clinked into the slot. Mechanical sound, oddly loud. I dialed her number, knew it by heart. 5 rings. I counted. Dad? Irritation immediate in her voice. Background noise, voices, shuffling papers. I'm literally in a meeting. Can this wait? My voice shook. Couldn't control it. No, it can't. Dr. Patel just told me, your mother has 2 weeks, maybe 3. Silence. Then flat. Okay. Okay? Stella, did you hear me? Weeks. Dad, I hear you. But what do you want me to do? Quit my job? Cancel everything? I want you to come see her. Today. Tonight. Please. I have Hawaii on Wednesday. Her tone shifted, defensive. 2 weeks. I've been planning this for months. I didn't understand at first. What? Hawaii? Yes. Vacation. Maui. 2 weeks. I told you about this. You never... Stella, your mother is dying. Her voice went cold, calculated, each word precise. Dad, listen. The old woman doesn't have much time left. That's a fact. But I'm not going to waste my entire life sitting in that depressing hospital. I couldn't speak, couldn't breathe. She continued, I haven't had a vacation in 2 years. 2 years. I need this. For my mental health. Finally found my voice. A whisper. Old woman, you called your mother an old woman? I've been in therapy for 3 years learning to set boundaries, and I'm setting them. I'm not canceling my trip. When do you leave? Wednesday morning. I'll visit when I get back. If she's still... Look, I have to go. Client's waiting. Stella, we'll talk when I'm back. Bye. Click. Dial tone. I stood frozen. Receiver still at my ear. The buzzing monotonous. Endless. 30 seconds passed. Maybe more. I couldn't move. Mr. Harvey? Margaret's voice. Her hand touched my shoulder gently. I didn't respond. Couldn't. Mr. Harvey? Softer now. Slowly I lowered the receiver. Missed the cradle. Had to try again. My hands weren't working right. Turned to face her. Whatever she saw in my expression made her step back. What happened? Is it Minnie? My voice came out empty, hollow. My daughter called her mother, the old woman. Margaret processed this. I'm sorry, what? She said the old woman doesn't have much time left, and she's going to Hawaii on Wednesday. Margaret's face shifted, shock, then anger. She's what? For 2 weeks, while her mother dies. I slid down the wall. Slow collapse, back against cold tile. Ended up sitting on the floor in the hospital corridor. Covered my face with both hands. Shoulders shook. Silent crying. I couldn't stop. Margaret knelt beside me. Kept respectful distance. Didn't touch. Other staff passed. Looked. Kept moving. Hospital sees grief daily. Margaret started. I don't know what to say. Through my hands. There's nothing to say. You need to get up. Let me help you to the waiting room. Give me a minute. Take all the time you need. 5 minutes later, I stood. Margaret helped. I need air. Are you okay to drive? I didn't answer. Walked to the elevator. Alone inside, I watched the floor numbers light up. Descending. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ground. My reflection in the steel doors looked like a stranger. Main entrance doors opened automatically. March wind hit me. Cold. Sharp. I didn't feel it. Stood on the sidewalk outside. People coming and going. Visitors, patients, staff. Life continuing around me like water around a stone. Parking lot half full. Sky gray, threatening rain. Wind picked up newspapers, trash. Sent them skittering across asphalt. I checked my watch. 2:43. 23 minutes since Dr. Patel spoke to me. Everything changed in 23 minutes. Something hardened in my chest. Not grief anymore. Something colder. I looked up at the hospital windows. 4th floor. Minnie was up there dying. Stella was planning cocktails on a beach. This could not stand. I walked to my car, got in, sat in the driver's seat, didn't start the engine. Took out my phone. Battery at 9% now. Stared at the screen. Wednesday. She'd be gone. Wednesday. 2 weeks. I had 2 weeks. I sat in the dark kitchen for hours. Didn't turn on lights when I got home at 6:30. Didn't eat. Didn't move. Just sat there replaying her words. The old woman. At 9 p.m. I finally reached for my laptop. The house was dark, except for streetlight through the window. Kitchen table cluttered with mail. Empty coffee mug from this morning. Refrigerator hummed, only sound. My face lit blue when the laptop screen came on. I sat motionless for a long moment. Looked around the kitchen. Our kitchen. Minnie's domain. 40 years of meals cooked here. 40 years of family dinners. Birthday cakes. Morning coffee. The photo of Stella on the refrigerator caught my eye. Corporate party. Fake smile. Held by a magnet shaped like a strawberry. I stood. Chair scraped floor. 4 steps to the refrigerator. Removed the photo. The magnet clattered to the floor. I didn't pick it up. Opened the drawer beside the stove. Junk drawer full of batteries, rubber bands, twist ties, Placed the photo face down inside. Closed the drawer. Returned to the table. Sat. Opened the laptop. This wasn't revenge. This was consequences. Stella chose Hawaii over her dying mother. She chose. If money was her language, I'd speak that language. My fingers moved across the keyboard. 2-finger typing. Slow but determined. How to change will, Illinois. Illinois Legal Aid website. Information clear, straightforward. Disinherit adult child. Illinois law. Law firm article. Detailed, professional. Illinois inheritance requirements. 2-witness rule. Both witnesses must be present, cannot be family members. Can parents disinherit children, Illinois? Yes, with explicit language. Must state intentional disinheritance. Best estate attorney, Chicago. Samuel Green's firm appeared. Third result. I stopped, stared at the screen. Samuel Green. I already knew him. 25 years we'd known each other. Our wives were friends. He'd handled our first will back in 2000. I could call him tomorrow. I took notes on an old envelope. Pen scratching paper. Green, tomorrow, 9 a.m. 2 witnesses, not family. $620,000. Where? That last number stared back at me. Over $500,000. I opened our financial files. Spreadsheet Minnie had maintained for years. Everything organized, categorized, color-coded, so like her. Joint savings, $340,000. House value, $280,000, appraised 2 years ago. Life insurance, $15,000. Funeral costs. Total, $620,000. Stella expected all of it. Had probably calculated it herself. Planned her life around inheriting this. Her apartment, her lifestyle, her retirement plan. All dependent on money she didn't earn. Money she doesn't deserve. I wrote on the envelope, Educational Fund, Minnie's name. Sat back, looked at those words. Minnie was a teacher for 40 years, helped thousands of children, changed lives, made differences she never got to see fully. A fund in her name would help children who appreciate education, children who value what they're given, children unlike Stella. Perfect. I stood. Wooden floor creaked under my feet. Walked to the cabinet above the refrigerator. The hinge squeaked when I opened it. Jim Beam bottle inside, 2/3 full. Dusty. Last opened Christmas Day. I pulled it down. Got a short glass from the cupboard. Heavy. Solid. Poured 2 fingers. Amber liquid. Harsh smell. Carried it back to the table. Set it down. Didn't drink immediately. Just looked at it. At the laptop. At the envelope with my notes. This was it. The moment. The decision. Minnie would object. Would preach forgiveness until her last breath. Would say family heals, love conquers, second chances matter. I picked up the glass. Drank it in one swallow. Grimaced. I wasn't a drinker. The burn spread through my chest. But I felt something else. Resolve. Clarity. Certainty. Set the empty glass down. I took the envelope. Wrote a list. Tomorrow, Tuesday actions. 1. Call Samuel Green, 8 a.m. 2. Emergency appointment. 3. Bring financial documents. 4. New will executed same day. 5. Return to hospital. After. I went upstairs to the office. Brief trip. Returned with a folder. Bank statements, property deed, existing will. Spread everything on the table. The current will was dated 2220. Standard language. Everything to Stella upon our deaths. Simple, expected, normal. I took a photo of it with my phone. Evidence of what was before I changed what would be. Put all documents in a folder. Labeled it green with a marker. Checked the time. 11:15 p.m. I'd been at this table over 2 hours. Felt no fatigue. Only clarity. Stella left in 36 hours. Wednesday morning, 6:30, flight. I had 36 hours to act. I closed the laptop. The kitchen went dark again. Just streetlight through the window. Just refrigerator hum. Gathered the documents. Left the whiskey glass on the table. Minnie would have washed it. Cleaned up immediately. Made everything neat. I didn't. Picked up the folder, turned toward the stairs. Climbed slowly. Back straight. Purpose in every step. Tomorrow at 8, I'd call Green. Tomorrow, everything changed. Wednesday, March 19th, 6 a.m. Stella's post appeared while I made coffee. Airport selfie. Gate visible behind her. Excited smile. Caption, off to paradise? Hawaii, ass vacation mode. Living my best life. I screenshot it. Saved to folder on my computer labeled evidence. Drank the coffee cold. Collected my documents. Drove to the hospital. 2 p.m. Chicago, 9 a.m. Hawaii time. Arrival photo. Lay around her neck. Palm trees. Blue sky. Aloha! Made it! I was sitting in Minnie's hospital room when my phone buzzed. Used a colleague's phone to view Instagram. Stella had blocked me months ago, I realized then. Minnie slept. I held her hand. Watched her breathe. 18 breaths per minute. Labored. Margaret walked past the door. Saw my face. Said nothing. Understood. Thursday, March 20th. 10 a.m. Hawaii. 3 p.m. Chicago. Waikiki Beach photo. Bikini. Cocktail with tiny umbrella. Living my best life. I printed it at home that evening. Added to the folder. Growing stack. Friday, March 24th. 3 p.m. Chicago. My phone rang while I sat reading to Minnie. Pride and Prejudice. Her favorite. Aunt Doris. Voice sharp with anger. Dewey, Janet showed me that internet thing, the Instagram. Stella's on a beach drinking cocktails? I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. Don't you dare defend her. I have eyes. Doris, she had this trip planned. Planned? Planned? You told her Minnie was dying. I did. And she went anyway. What kind of daughter? She couldn't finish. Too angry. I know. You know? Then why are you protecting her? The whole family is talking. She hung up. I stood in the corridor. Phone dead in my hand. First confrontation. First shame. Margaret watched from the nurse's station. Her expression said everything. Saturday, March 22nd. 11 a.m. Hawaii. 4 p.m. Chicago. Snorkeling photos. Underwater camera. Colorful fish. Sea turtle. Underwater world is magical. Sometimes you need to disconnect and just be. 4 p.m. Cousin Janet called. Softer than Doris, but firm. Uncle Dewey, people are asking questions. Why isn't Stella there? I attempted an excuse. It's complicated. It's not complicated, it's wrong. Everyone can see it. I know, Janet. I know. Aunt Minnie deserves better. Click. Sunday, Monday, March 23rd, 24. 2 days blurred together. I texted Stella twice. Mom very bad. Not eating. Doctor says organs failing. 3 hours later. Okay, just okay. Not how bad. Not should I come home. Second text. Monday. Please call hospital. Nurse Margaret can update you. 4 hours later. Okay. I screenshot both exchanges. Added to evidence folder. Minnie's condition. Sunday. Ate 3 spoons broth. Pulse 92. Difficult breathing. Monday. Refused food. Sleeping 18 hours. Oxygen increased. Tuesday, March 25th, 12 p.m. Chicago. Mrs. Olson stopped me at the mailbox. I saw your Stella's photos. She's on vacation? Not judgment in her voice. Pity. Worse than judgment. I nodded. Oh, Dewey. She touched my arm. Walked away. Pity felt like acid. 5 p.m. Chicago. 12 p.m. Hawaii time. Sunset cruise photo. Ocean. Pink sky. Wine glass. Grateful for this moment. Life is too short not to enjoy. Life is too short. I read those words sitting beside Minnie. Her life literally too short. Weeks. Days, maybe. The irony tasted like bile. Wednesday, Friday, March 26th, 28. The posts kept coming. 27 total over 2 weeks. Samples. Best Mai Tai ever. Pearl Harbor Memorial, so moving. Moving? You can't visit your dying mother? Dinner at Duke's, fresh ahai. Sunrise yoga on the beach. Blessed. Helicopter tour. Incredible views. Sometimes you just need to prioritize yourself. Self-care. My routine became mechanical. Morning, check Instagram through borrowed account. Drive to hospital, 35 minutes. Sit with Minnie, 10 to 12 hours. Read to her when conscious. Hold her hand when sleeping. Lie when she asked about Stella. Evening, home, print new posts. Add to evidence folder. Count, 27 posts. 0 calls to hospital. Saturday, Monday, March 29th, 31. Minnie declined visibly. Saturday, blood pressure dropping, skin yellowing from liver failure. Sunday, barely conscious, whispered, Stella? I lied. Soon, honey, soon. Monday, Dr. Patel adjusted pain medication, pulled me aside. Days now, maybe a week. Days. The shame accumulated like snow. Aunt Doris called again, angrier this time, screamed about family duty. Janet texted, "Family asking me to ask you, where is she?" Mrs. Patterson from church visited Minnie, asked about Stella. I mumbled about work. Everyone knew. Everyone had seen Instagram. Nobody believed my excuses. My evidence folder grew. 27 printed Instagram posts. 2 SMS exchanges showing OK responses. Notes on family calls. Dates, times, accusations. Daily log of Minnie's condition, all organized chronologically. Labeled tabs. Posts. Messages. Decline. Tuesday, April 1st, 2 p.m. Hawaii, 7 p.m. Chicago. Stella's last post from paradise. Last day in paradise, back to reality tomorrow. But what a perfect 2 weeks. Blessed, recharged, thankful for this life. Perfect 2 weeks. I sat at home. Opened the evidence folder. 27 posts. 0 hospital calls. 2 text messages. Okay and okay. Did the math. She lands Wednesday around 7:45 p.m. Chicago time. Drives home from O'Hare. Arrives around 9 p.m. Goes to her room. Finds what I've prepared. I closed the folder. Climbed the stairs to her old bedroom. Checked one more time. Everything in place. Came back down. Poured coffee. Sat at the kitchen table. Tomorrow she'd understand consequences. 27 posts. 0 calls. Perfect evidence. I smiled for the first time in 2 weeks. Cold smile. No joy in it. Just certainty. Everything was ready. 1 week earlier. Tuesday, March 25th. The elevator climbed to the 87th floor. I'd called Samuel the day after Stella left for Hawaii. "Emergency," I'd said. "Need to change my will. First available appointment. Today." The doors opened. Green and Associates reception. Plush carpet. Law firm photos on walls. 20 years of awards in glass cases. Linda looked up from her desk, smiled professionally. "Mr. Harvey, Mr. Green is expecting you." I followed her down the corridor. Corner office at the end. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Lake Michigan stretched beyond. Gray-blue under morning sun. Samuel stood when I entered. Handshake firm, warm, concern in his eyes. "Dewey, it's been what? 2 years?" He gestured to the leather chair facing his desk. "You said emergency. Is Minnie—" I sat, placed the brown folder on his desk. "She has weeks, maybe days now. That's part of why I'm here." He settled into his chair. "I'm so sorry. What can I do? I need to change my will, completely." Samuel pulled a file from his drawer, opened it, our existing will dated 2020. "Your current will leaves everything to Stella. That's standard. Unless I want her to get nothing. 0. His pen stopped moving. He looked up. "Dewey, you understand that's permanent?" "I understand perfectly." "She's your only child. This is a serious decision." He leaned forward. "Can I ask why?" I opened the folder, slid the first printout across the mahogany desk. "Look at this." Instagram post. Airport selfie. Date stamp. March 19th, 6:17 a.m. Caption. "Off to paradise." Samuel read it. Looked at me confused. "My wife was dying. My daughter went to Hawaii." Maybe she didn't know how serious. I told her. My voice stayed level. "Begged her to visit. She called her mother the old woman. Said she doesn't have much time left, so why waste her vacation?" Silence. Samuel's face shifted. I slid more printouts across. 8 posts. Beaches, cocktails, sunsets, smiling selfies. Then the SMS screenshots. 2 messages from me. "Mom very bad. Organs failing." Both replies. "Okay, just okay." Samuel read everything. 30 seconds of silence. Removed his glasses. Pinched the bridge of his nose. 27 posts. His voice quiet. No calls to the hospital. Not one. "And Minnie?" "Asks for her every day. I lie. Say she's working. Minnie's too weak to argue." Samuel set the papers down carefully. "I watched Stella grow up. I was at her graduation." "So did I." I met his eyes. "I don't know this person." He nodded slowly. "What do you want to do?" "Educational fund. Minnie's name. For kids who deserve it." Samuel pulled his keyboard close. Started typing. "Illinois law allows complete disinheritance, if explicitly stated. Intentional disinheritance clause makes it challenge-proof. His fingers moved across keys. 2 non-family witnesses required. We can execute today. How long? An hour to draft, then signatures. He typed steadily. Occasional questions broke the silence. Total estate value. 620,000, house plus savings. Fund structure, scholarship basis. Annual scholarships. Chicago public school students. Low-income families. Want to be teachers? Samuel's typing paused. Like Minnie. Exactly like Minnie. 30 minutes passed. The only sounds, keyboard clicking, occasional questions, my short answers. Finally, Samuel hit print. Pages emerged from the laser printer. He reviewed them, reading sections aloud. I, Dewey Harvey, being of sound mind and body. I intentionally make no provision for my daughter, Stella Harvey. My entire estate to establish the Minnie Harvey Educational Fund. This disinheritance is intentional and deliberate, not due to oversight or omission. He looked up. This is ironclad. Once signed, binding. Good. Samuel pressed the intercom. Linda, could you and Ben come in? Need witnesses for a will execution. They entered within a minute. Professional demeanor. Sensed the occasion's weight without needing explanation. Samuel handed me a pen. Black ink, heavy in my hand. Once you sign, this is binding. Are you certain? I positioned the pen over the signature line. Never been more certain of anything. I signed. Firm signature. No hesitation. Linda witnessed. Signed below my name. Ben witnessed. Signed. Samuel notarized with his official seal. Pressed down hard. The embosser crunched paper. Done. He looked at me directly. Stella will receive nothing upon your and Minnie's deaths. I sat back. Felt something release in my chest. Not relief. Completion. One more thing. I leaned forward. I want Stella to know why. Executor letter. Standard explanation. Personal letter. From me. To be given when the will is read. I can arrange that. I dictated points. Samuel noted them on his pad. Your mother passed while you were on vacation. You called her the old woman. 27 posts. 0 calls to her hospital bedside. This is justice, not revenge. You didn't earn this inheritance through your actions. I'll draft the formal version. Seal it. Attached to will. Samuel placed everything in a manila envelope. Sealed it. Handed it to me. I took it. Heavy. Final. Stood. Shook his hand. Dewey. He held the handshake. I support this. For what it's worth. It's worth everything. I walked to the elevator. The folder under my arm, the sealed copy inside my jacket. Felt its weight against my chest. Pressed the down button. Didn't look back. The elevator doors closed, 87 floors down. With each floor, I felt lighter. The weight I'd carried was on paper now. The envelope sat in my desk drawer for 6 days. Every morning, I'd open the drawer, see it there, close it again. Monday, March 31st. Stella's last Instagram post appeared. Last day in paradise. My phone buzzed. Text from her. Dad, landing tomorrow 7:45 p.m. Coming straight home, exhausted. I studied the message. Matter of fact, no apology. No, how's mom? Just logistics. Typed reply, okay, I'll be home. Considered adding more. Deleted it, sent the short version. Opened the colleague's phone. Looked at Stella's final post again. Sunset photo, wine glass. Perfect 2 weeks. Comments underneath. So jealous. Come back refreshed. You deserve this. She had no idea. No clue what waited in her old room. I'd make sure of it. Evening came. 6 o'clock. Time for hospital visit. Drove the familiar route. 35 minutes. Parked. 4th floor. Room 412. Minnie slept when I arrived. Oxygen mask over her face now. Upgraded from the cannula. Breathing shallow. Heart monitor beeping slowly. Her skin had yellowed. Liver failing. Dr. Patel had warned me Friday. I sat beside her bed. Took her hand. So thin. Cold despite the heated blankets. Waited 10 minutes. Just holding her hand. She stirred. Eyes fluttered open. Saw me. Tried to smile. Couldn't speak through the mask. I lifted it gently. Just for a moment. Dewey. Whisper. Barely audible. I'm here, honey. I'm always here. Stella? The same question. Every day. Always the same question. Pause. She's coming home tomorrow. Relief crossed her face. Good. Minnie, I need to tell you something. My thumb traced circles on her hand. I did something. Changed our will. Confusion clouded her eyes. What? Stella won't inherit. It's going to an education fund. Your name. For kids who need it. She processed slowly. Weak. Stella? She chose Hawaii over you. I can't forgive that. Maybe you could. I can't. A tear escaped down her temple. My baby. I kissed her hand. I'm sorry. I had to. She needs to learn consequences. Minnie, too weak to argue, just closed her eyes. Tears still wet on her face. I love you. This is for you. To honor you. She didn't respond, drifted back to sleep. I replaced the oxygen mask, sat there another hour, watching her breathe. Tuesday morning, 10 a.m., home alone, went to the study, opened the desk drawer, took out the manila envelope Green had given me, felt its weight. Moment of truth. Opened it carefully. Inside, will copy, 3 pages stapled. Letter, 1 page. Read the letter one final time. Stella, if you are reading this, your mother has passed away. You were not there. You were on vacation when she needed you most. You called her the old woman and said her remaining time wasn't worth interrupting yours. I have changed our will. You will inherit nothing. The entire estate, $620,000, has been directed to establish the Minnie Harvey Educational Fund for students who want to become teachers. This is not revenge. This is consequence. You did not earn this inheritance through your actions. Your father, Dewey Harvey. Set it down. Found a new manila envelope. Large one. Wrote on the front, in black marker, Open immediately. Placed will copy and letter inside. Sealed it. Held it. Final moment. Point of no return. This was it. 3 o'clock. Afternoon light slanted through windows. Climbed the stairs to Stella's room. Door closed. Hadn't been in here for months. Pushed it open. Everything frozen in time. Twin bed with purple comforter she'd picked at 16. Desk with old textbooks from college. Posters on walls. Bands from the 2000s. Movies she'd loved. Photos everywhere. High school friends. Family vacations. Debate team pictures. Trophy shelf. Volleyball. Academic awards. Everything she'd been. Before. Dust on surfaces. I didn't clean in here often. Couldn't bring myself to change anything. This was the room of a loving daughter. That person didn't exist anymore. I walked to the bed, placed the envelope centered on the purple pillow, smoothed it flat, white against purple. Impossible to miss. Stepped back, looked at it. There. Done. Left the door half open. So she'd see the light. Go in. Went downstairs. Evening came. 6 p.m. Made coffee. Didn't drink it. Sat in the living room. Same armchair as that first phone call, 3 weeks ago. Felt like 3 years. Checked the clock. 6:15. Stella lands 7:45. Home by 8:30, maybe 9. TV on. Didn't watch it. Clock, 7 p.m. She was in the air now, somewhere over the Pacific, or the Midwest. Headed home. Clock, 7:45. Landing. Phone buzzed. Text from her. Landed, getting Uber. I typed back, okay. Clock, 8:15. Waited. House quiet. Only TV murmur. Clock ticking. Rain started outside. Drops tapping windows. My breathing stayed steady. No nervousness. Just readiness. I'd been ready for 2 weeks. Headlights swept across the living room wall. Car door slammed. Her key in the lock. I didn't move from my chair. The key turned. Metal scraping lock. Door pushed open. Hinges creaked. Stella entered, pulling her suitcase. Wheels bumped the threshold. Backpack dropped with a heavy thud. She kicked the door closed with her foot. Struggled with the suitcase. Stuck on the entry rug. Muttered something under her breath. Finally looked toward the living room. Saw me sitting there. Barely acknowledged me. Hi, Dad. Not looking at me. Where's Mom? I didn't stand. Voice flat. Hospital. Where she's been? Dad, don't start. Annoyance sharp in her tone. I'm exhausted. 9-hour flight. I'm sure. She caught my tone, defensive immediately. Look, I'll visit tomorrow, okay? I need sleep. I said nothing. Just watched her. She shifted uncomfortably. Whatever. I'm going to bed. No hug. No question about Minnie's condition. Just dismissal. Left her suitcase in the entryway. Took only the backpack. Started climbing the stairs. 14 steps. I heard each one. Her hand on the banister. Footsteps ascending. Reaching the landing. Turning right toward her room. Door half open. Light spilling in from the hall. She pushed it fully open. I watched from below. Listened. Silence for 5 seconds. Then, her backpack hitting the floor. Light switch flipping. Room flooding with brightness. More silence. Footsteps. 3 steps toward the bed. Paper rustling. The envelope. Tearing sound. Ripping. Pages rustling. Silence. 10 seconds. 20. Then, what the... Louder. You will inherit nothing. This is a joke? Reading aloud now, voice rising. Educational fund. 620,000. Shouting, what is this? Panicked. This can't be real. This can't be... Thud. Body hitting floor. Sound Dewey hears downstairs. First, Stella yelling, what is this? Then, crash, thud of body hitting floor. I set my coffee cup down. Stood slowly. Walked to the stairs. Climbed them one at a time. Counted. 14 steps. Reached the landing. Turned right. Walked to her doorway. Looked in. Stella on the floor. Lying on her side. Papers scattered around her. One hand still clutching the letter. Eyes closed. Not moving, but breathing. Shallow. Present. I entered. Knelt beside her. One knee down. Checked her pulse at the neck. Steady. Just fainted. Stella. Stella. Slapped her cheeks lightly. No response. Went to the bathroom. Filled a glass with cold water. Returned. Sprinkled water on her face. She stirred. Eyelids fluttered. Confused groan. Eyes opened. Unfocused. Saw me above her. Disorientation crossed her face. Where am I? Then memory flooded back. Eyes went wide. Scrambled to sit up. Too fast. Dizzy. I steadied her. Hand on her shoulder. Mechanical. Not loving. What happened? Voice weak. You fainted. 20 seconds, maybe. The papers. The will. She grabbed my arm, wild-eyed. Dad, that letter. That will... Tell me it's not real. I looked at her directly. It's real. You can't do this. I already did. March 25th. It's legal. It's done. Her voice cracked. No, this is fake. You're trying to scare me. It's not fake. Dad, I'm sorry, okay? Bargaining now. I'll visit Mom tomorrow, I promise. Tomorrow's too late. You can't just cut me out. I'm your daughter. Are you? The question hit her, stopped her cold. She stared at me, mouth opened. Nothing came out. Still on the floor. I helped her slide to lean against the bed. She was shaking. Picked up the will copy. Read it again. 620,000, educational fund, intentional disinheritance. Looked at me with disbelief. You're serious? Completely. She clutched the will, knuckles white, eyes filling with something. Tears or rage, couldn't tell yet. I stood. She sat on the floor, surrounded by papers that destroyed her future. The silence stretched between us like a chasm. Her mouth opened again. She struggled to her feet, grabbed the will, waved it at me. This isn't legal. I crossed my arms, stayed in the doorway. It's completely legal. You can't just cut me out. I can. I did. I'll contest it. Any lawyer will tell you. Samuel Green drafted it. Best estate attorney in Chicago. Airtight. She shifted tactics. You're doing this to punish me. I'm doing this because you earned it. I've been busy. You don't understand my life. My voice stayed level. I understand perfectly. I'm your daughter. Desperation crept in. That has to mean something. You were my daughter. Past tense. The words hit her like a slap. How can you say that? How could you call your mother the old woman? She froze. I didn't mean it like that. You're twisting my words. March 17th, 2:23 p.m. I recited it precisely. You said, the old woman doesn't have much time left. I'm not wasting mine sitting in a hospital. Quote, I was stressed. Work pressure. You don't know what it's like. You were at a business meeting, then went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. I needed that vacation. Mental health. My therapist said... I cut her off with a hand gesture. Stop. She changed tactics again. Attacked. You're not perfect either. You worked all the time when I was growing up. I worked overtime to pay your $200,000 Northwestern tuition. You chose that. I chose to give you opportunities. My voice hardened. You chose cocktails over your dying mother. Direct hit. She staggered like I'd struck her. Paced the room. Pulled at her hair. Picked up papers. Threw them down. Then sudden shift. Dropped to her knees. Theatrical. Grabbed my pant leg. Daddy, please. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I looked down at her. Unmoved. She tried to kiss my hand. I pulled away. I'll change. I'll visit Mom every day. Too late for that. I'll go to the hospital right now. And say what? Whatever you want. I'll apologize. Tears flowing now. Real ones this time. I'll make it right. Just undo the will. You're not sorry you hurt her. I stated fact. You're sorry you lost money. That's not true. Every word you say proves I made the right choice. I'll take care of you both. I promise. If you loved us, you'd have been there. You weren't. She collapsed. Not fainting this time. Just defeated. Sat on the floor, papers scattered around her. What do I do? Tell me what to do. Nothing. It's done. I turned, walked to the door. Where are you going? She scrambled up, followed me desperately, wouldn't let me leave. I descended the stairs. 14 steps. She stumbled after me, entered the living room, sat in my chair. She stood in the doorway, disheveled, papers still clutched in her hand. Rain drummed harder against the windows. Clock showed 9:10. I reached into the side table drawer, pulled out the manila folder. She saw it. Didn't understand yet. Not yet. I opened the folder, took out the first printout, placed it on the coffee table. Facing her, added another, arranging them in rows. She watched, confused at first, then recognized them. Her own posts. Color drained from her face. March 19th, 6 a.m. O'Hare Airport. I pointed to the first one. Off to paradise. Silence. Your mother couldn't swallow water that morning. Placed the next post. March 20th. Waikiki Beach. You in a bikini with a cocktail. The caption stared up. Living my best life. That day they put a catheter in your mother. She couldn't walk to the bathroom anymore. Next post. Snorkeling photo. Sea turtle. March 23rd. Underwater world is magical. That's what you wrote. My finger tapped the date. That day your mother said to me, Dewey, I want to see Stella one last time. I kept going. Methodical, relentless. Beach sunset. Restaurant meal. Helicopter tour. Yoga pose. Cocktails with strangers. Each beautiful moment paired with her mother's deterioration. March 25th. You're parasailing. She stopped eating solid food. March 28th. You're at a luau. She couldn't stay conscious more than 4 hours. April 1st. Your last post. Perfect 2 weeks. Her liver was failing. She picked up one printout. Hands trembling. Dad, stop. I didn't stop. She sat on the couch edge. Couldn't look away. Covered her face with her hands. Peeked through fingers at the table covered with evidence. I pulled out my phone. Showed her our text exchange. March 23rd. I texted. Mom, very bad. Organs failing. Doctor says days. Scrolled. Your reply. Okay. Scrolled. March 26th. I texted. Please call hospital. Nurse Margaret can update you. Scrolled. Your reply. Okay. I set the phone down. 27 posts. 38 comments on other people's photos. 0 calls to the hospital. 0 questions about medication, prognosis, pain levels. 0. I thought I had time. You had time for helicopter tours. I was going to visit when I got back. When was that? I looked at her directly. When she was already gone? Silence. I stood. Walked to the window. Looked out at the dark, rainy street. 10 seconds of silence. She watched my back. I spoke without turning. Your mother died today. Pause. Let it land. 6:30 this evening. What? Confusion? What did you say? I turned to face her. Minnie died while you were on the plane from Hawaii. No, shaking her head. No, you're lying. You're trying to punish me more. She can't be. I just talked to you yesterday. Hospital called at 6:15. I got there by 6:25. Details made it real. Had to make it real. She was conscious for the last 5 minutes. On morphine, but aware. Margaret was there. The nurse you never called. Aunt Doris made it in time. Drove from Springfield. Mrs. Olson came to say goodbye. Everyone who mattered was there. Pause. Except you. Her voice cracked. What? What did she say? Last thing she said, I let the silence hold. Where's Stella? 10 seconds. 20. Those were her last words. Question, not statement. I held her hand and lied. She's coming, honey. She's on her way. Minnie closed her eyes. Waited. You didn't come. She stopped breathing at 6:31. Stella slid from the couch to the floor. Not manipulation this time. Real. A keening sound escaped her throat. No, 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 no. Rocking back and forth. I didn't know. I didn't know. You didn't ask. She collapsed into the prints of her own vacation. 27 posts scattered across the floor around her. Her mother's last word was her name. A question she'd never answer. I stood there, looked down at her. She'd lost more than money tonight. 7 a.m., Wednesday morning. I descended the stairs. Stella on the couch where I'd left her, still in yesterday's clothes. Eyes red and swollen. She'd been awake all night. Walked past her to the kitchen. Made coffee. 1 cup. She appeared in the doorway. Opened her mouth to speak. I raised my hand. Stop gesture. She closed her mouth. Funeral is Saturday, April 5th. 11 a.m. Morrison Funeral Home on Maple Street. Pause. You can come or not. Your choice. Pause. After the funeral, you have 2 days to remove your belongings from this house. Sunday and Monday. Then I'm changing the locks. Dad, can we talk about... No. Everything's been said. About Mom, about us, about... There is no us anymore, Stella. I met her eyes. There's a father notifying a daughter about a funeral. That's all. Don't say that. April 5th, 11 a.m. That's all you need to know. I walked past her, went upstairs, left her standing in the kitchen. Saturday, April 5th, 11 a.m. Morrison Funeral Home. 60 people came. Tulips everywhere. Minnie's favorite. Closed casket. Simple oak. Photos of Minnie displayed on easels. Young teacher. With me on our wedding day, holding baby Stella. Stella arrived alone. Black dress. Sat in the back row, not the family row. People noticed. Whispered. Aunt Doris passed her. Didn't acknowledge her. Cousin Janet gave a sad look, but kept her distance. I stood at the podium. Composed. Minnie Harvey was the best person I ever knew. 42 years of marriage, and every day I thanked fate for her. She was a teacher, not just in school, but in life. She taught love, patience, forgiveness. She believed in people even when they didn't deserve it. Some people glanced at Stella. Minnie made the world better than she found it. Now her name will live on in the hearts of children she helps through the educational fund we created. She always said, children are our future. Now her legacy helps that future. I sat. No mention of Stella. Afterward, people embraced me, offered condolences. Stella stood apart, isolated. She approached tentatively. I accepted her hug. Brief, mechanical. No warmth. Said nothing to her. Turned to speak with others. She was excluded from every conversation. At the cemetery, she stayed at a distance during the graveside service. Didn't approach the grave until everyone left. I watched her from my car, then drove away. Sunday afternoon, April 6th. Stella in her old room. Packing. I stood in the doorway, arms crossed, watching. Didn't help. Didn't speak unless spoken to. You have until Monday, 6 p.m. Monday, 5:30. She carried her last 2 suitcases downstairs, stopped at the door. Turned to me. Dad, I know you're angry, but I'm still your daughter. That has to mean something. You were my daughter. Past tense. People make mistakes. Mistake is forgetting a birthday, missing a meeting. I kept my voice level. What you did wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. I chose wrong. I know that now. You chose cocktails over your mother. Live with that choice. Last attempt. I'll contest the will in court. Cold smile. Try it. Samuel Green drafted it. I have evidence. Your posts. SMS. Witness statements from nurses. Family. Court will see exactly who you are. But if you want public humiliation, go ahead. Defeated. I regret everything. I regret what you became. Goodbye, Stella. She opened the door, paused, hoping for something. I said nothing. She left. I closed the door behind her, locked it, heard her car start, drive away. Friday, April 11th, 1 week later, checking the mail, found envelope from Green & Associates, opened it in the garden. Read, Dear Dewey, pleased to inform you, Minnie Harvey Educational Fund officially registered with State of Illinois. Tax-exempt status approved. Fund value, $620,000. First scholarships awarded September 2025. 15 recipients, $5,000 each. Annual renewable. First recipient, pending. Maria Gonzalez, 15, daughter of cleaning service worker, dreams of becoming English teacher. 4.0 GPA, volunteer tutor. Exactly who Minnie would have chosen. Your wife's legacy begins. Samuel. I sat on the bench, where Minnie and I had coffee every morning for 40 years. Spring, sunshine, birds singing, April warmth. Took her photo from my wallet. 40 years old. Before Stella, before cancer. Just us. Looked at it. First genuine smile in a month. I did it, honey. Speaking to her. I know you wanted forgiveness, but I'm not you. I couldn't forgive someone who treated you that way. Now your name helps children. Real children who appreciate opportunities. Stella lost an inheritance. They gain futures. That's justice. That's right. The photo showed Minnie at 25, before everything, just her smile. I smiled back at it. Spring sun warmed my face. First warmth I'd felt in weeks. Minnie's name would help 15 kids this year. That was enough. Justice wasn't revenge. It was consequences, and consequences had arrived. If you like this story, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions of this story in the comments. To listen to the next story, click on the box on the left. Thank you for watching,